Good afternoon, everybody, and I hope you're having a great Saturday. This is the roaming prepper, literally on his backyard, in his back patio for once, because there's actually no wind. It's not 104 degrees, nor is it freezing. It's actually normal temperature that people can tolerate. Which is kind of nice. I hope all of you are doing well. Hello, Brad. Um, Hold on, we got Joe's in there. Yeah, and I was telling Joe on the chat or before I started, it's going to be kind of laid back today. But in contrast to my rant, hello, Loretta. Hey, Lucky. Yeah, no, you can't. Well, it depends. If you're really drunk, you might think you can dance to it, but you really shouldn't. It's generally just not a good. Although I did think of maybe putting some Disturbed into one of my soundtracks, but then you have that copyright thing and they get kind of salty with me. Hey, Brad, how are you, Joe? Hey, Gene, welcome back. And Lucky. And wait, there was someone else there, Loretta. Hello, hello. So, guys, it's really been quiet, which is, I guess, a good thing in light of all the nonsense. And you're a useless cat, by the way. Yeah. So, we have the outdoor cats, and apparently the birds totally attacked one of the chairs, and I spent 10 minutes cleaning it, and the cat's just sitting there. So maybe I should feed you less, pendeja, and then you'll like chase birds. To be fair, she did bring me a tarantula, which was completely unexpected. So that's a good. Really, I did not know. I hadn't looked. Um, oh wow, thanks for letting me know that. That implies cats are useful. Well, my other cat's pretty useful. Now he's old. Now he's just a jerk. But the older cat's actually quite useful. He's brought me copperheads after they bit him. So his legs all swelled, and he comes back with the dead snake in his mouth. He's like, he bit me in the ass, so I killed him. Here you go, Dad. Enjoy. Um, that same orange cat actually brought a dove to my wife and just put it on her foot, on her sandal. Right, so you have warm bird on your foot. And my wife's like, oh, and when she went to grab it, it was still alive. He brought a live gift. So at least he didn't bring the live snake and give it to my wife. That would have really been bad. Um, Jeez, yeah, that would have been awful. Because most people don't handle snakes very well. Funny true story. My daughter, pet boa, pet python, pet constrictors, loves them all. Don't get it. But oh, in answer to Lucky's ongoing question, actually, it's her Mister's question. This is Maker's Mark today. So it's not the cast strength, though, because I actually want to be coherent at the end of the dog brought me a fresh bird wing once when she was a puppy. Oof. So one of the geologists I deal with is a former Marine, and he has a Belgian Mal and a German Shepherd, and uh, he recently took in a foster Belgian Mal. For those of you unfamiliar with the Belgians, if you think a German Shepherd or a Husky has energy, the Belgians are on a next level. And so he brought that young dog in with his adult, mature dogs, and they kind of do the dog thing in the yard. And the other day, he opens the back door to bring them back in from his property, and the two older ones are sitting by the back gate. You know how dogs, when one dog does something wrong, the other two or three, if you have multiple pets, go to another room. They're like, I'm not even going to be in the room with you because Dad's going to smack you. So the two were sitting on the back patio, and the young one was gone, and he's like, oh God, what's he doing? Turns around, and the dog is just crunching with dove feathers coming out of its mouth. Um, oh wow, inside cat brought you alive. Well, she was doing her job. That's what she's supposed to do. Um, anyway, it turns out that the young Mal was catching doves in midair. He didn't. He videotaped her, and she could jump about 5 feet at a run. I mean, when I say 5 feet, the entire dog was over 5 feet in the air. Not like her feet were here and her head was 5 feet. No, the whole dog goes 5 feet, and she was snatching whole doves out of the air and just crunching them up and eating them whole, feathers, cartilage, beak, feet, everything. And so he left her in the garage that night because the bird needs to come out at some point. Um, but yeah, pets can do. Did bring breakfast in bed. Yeah, I don't know. That would be awful. Uh, yeah, I don't know how they do it. By the way, orange cats are epic. We've owned several, and it's always the male orange tabby or the female calicos are the best cats. Every other type, like the gray tabbies, they act really weird to me. I don't know why. Orange are all chill. Um, oh, middle of the night. That's like a awful midnight snack. Good Lord. Oof. Well, I hope everyone enjoyed their weekend so far. It's a nice day in Texas. Lucky. I don't know how your weather is down in your part of the state, but it's it's pretty. Now my neighbor's dog are barking at me instead of my own, so that's a change of pace. Um, mm. So I hope all of y'all had a great Thanksgiving. I don't know if I posted a picture, but we did do the turducken with the sweet mashed potatoes. We had the rolls. We had the shrimp and crawfish stuffing, which was a side. Actually, it wasn't physically in the turkey, and that was really good. Um, if you guys want to share any of your good recipes or what you all had, please put below. Our hound was pleased as punch to bring me that wing. Yes, the people don't realize dogs can go up it can go up a tree. A lot of them can. So, but yeah, it's super nice out here. I'm kind of excited. Kind of getting ready because we're expecting my son, new daughter-in-law, her dad, her stepmom, little sister. We're going to have a whole gathering here in our part of Texas. So we're really excited. And it was so nice outside. I said, I'm going to do my live on the back patio. I haven't done that in forever. And my neighbor got rid of that stupid chihuahua that would bark at me while I was doing lives. So turducken last year. Oh yes, turducken is so good. Um, so one of my friends could not find a turkey, or a suitable turkey, and they wound up doing this what he referred to as an epic pot roast. He said, "Screw the turkey, we're doing a pot roast." He found a beautiful roast. The price was good. Okay, well, it's sunny and less humid over here, but I'm out west, so it's always less humid here until the Pacific comes across New Mexico and pees on us, and then it becomes very not humid very quickly. Um, and by the way, if you move and relocate, I'm already getting unofficial calls that 2023 may be my next relo. I've only been here 2 years. So the roaming prepper, roaming again. But okay, so lucky I found it's all in the way you raise them, honestly, because I had a friend had a long-haired Chihuahua, which was the cutest dog, and she was friendly to everyone. It wasn't one of those dogs that you want to punt. Um, my uncle had one of those, and it loved me. I don't know why. She'd see me, she'd pee the floor. She was so excited to see me. She'd run around, and then immediately go and bite my younger brother. He was terrified. To this day, he will not go near a Chihuahua. He's 6'2", 230. He will not go near a Chihuahua or roaches. He just nope, nope. I, you. Oh, now that's news. Okay, see now this is yeah, basically PCS. Although to be fair, the energy companies, the PCS is a lot more generous than what, what what they gave my sons on their moves. But yeah, it's about that time. We'll see how the powers that be pan out. Oh, that's interesting though. I did not realize that Knucklehead was fired. Let me see if I can find that because I'd love to laugh at him. I never liked Chris Cuomo anyway. Let's see, Chris Cuomo fired. Chris Cuomo fired. Dang on. All right, let me see if I can share this for you guys. I'm working off of one screen, so if I do something wrong and I killed the chat like I did last time, feel free to let me know. Let's tab. There we go. Chris Cuomo fired. Let's see if I did that right. Oh, there it is. Ha, I did it. Success. So Chris Cuomo fired from CNN amid involvement in brother Andrew's case. That's interesting. Let's see what Jerkface did here. Chris Cuomo is fired. CNN has fired Chris Cuomo amid an investigation involvement into advising his brother. Information that came to light about his involvement in his brother's defense. We retained the respected law firm to conduct the review and have terminated him. Ouch. So the question is, I mean, to be fair to the guy, so the question is, was he just advising his brother? Because like if my brother or sister got in trouble, I would be like, I'd call me, like, hey, you need to do this. Or was he using his CNN powers, if you will, to do the wrong thing? And that becomes a whole different question, because if I'll bet you, see, they wouldn't fire him if he just called his sibling. And yeah, Gene, thanks for sharing that. That's great. If you called a sibling who is in trouble to give them advice, I don't see that as grounds to end your career. What I do see that as, though, is if somebody was implying that he would use his power or his presence in CNN to affect public opinion to protect his brother, which we've seen a lot of the last couple of years from various sides, mainly from that side, that would keep CNN liable, right? Because of the women. I don't know how many are at this point. I know it's more than 3 or 4. If CNN or if Chris engages in some kind of defense of his brother by crucifying the accusees, now CNN's liable because of him trying to protect his brother. And I'll bet you it's something like that. Yeah, because if I just call my brother got in trouble, and I called him and said, hey, I recommend you do this. Let me know if you need some money. You want me to watch your kids? That's not grounds to run me off on my job. But if they had text messages that implied that Chris was going to maybe use his field reporters to get dirt on the accusers and funnel that to Andrew, or to badmouth them in the public view and basically create some kind of libel situation for CNN, then the smart move for CNN is to go. So in the last 4 months, both Cuomo guys lost their jobs. One for being a creep and one for being a liar. So, sucks to suck, I guess. Yeah, right. Exactly. And power, I don't mean like, he's a king and he can cut people's heads off. But yeah, you guys know what I mean. In other words, he's using his influence and his assets to dig up information that CNN has no business getting involved in. What he should have done was recuse himself from that and say, even go on the air and say, hey, look, I know my brother's in a trial. Out of respect for the legal process, I'm going to step away. But these guys are really full of themselves. I'd met the dad back in New York City, Mario Cuomo, and he was one of those old school union guys who probably had friends in the mafia, but he wasn't stupid. Like, this is stupid. Especially now they can pull up texts, and teenagers think Snapchat goes away just because it disappears from your phone. It don't go away. It's somewhere in a database somewhere, and someone will dig that shit up in 15 years when you're applying for a job. So teenagers, or if you have teenagers, tell them that. I think Joe waited for me to get a mouthful of bourbon to put that one. But anyway, so I wanted to do some stupid news because I've seen so much dumb shit lately that I was like, you know what? I think Saturday would be a good day for dumb news. They don't listen, all about being cool. No, they don't. So true story, Red, and welcome, by the way. My daughter moved out to her first apartment, and she said, you have any advice? I said, don't do drugs. She's like, you already told me that. Don't be a hooker, Dad, you know. And then I said, don't be the YouTube chick. What the hell is that? Just don't be a YouTube chick. Okay. It goes off your permanent record. I remember the YouTube chick. It goes. They used to tell you that in school. It goes on your permanent record. Uh, and long story short, she's having she hit 21, and her friends are on the patio of their apartment. And as a gift, she said, Dad, she was broke college kid. I'm like, hey, I'm going to send you pizzas and you guys figure out the beers. So they're all on the patio, and she calls me. She goes, Dad, what? The YouTube chick is in the apartment pools. And what? I mean, this was out of nowhere, and you could tell the kids were drunk. And she said, basically, some girl decided we'll skinny dip. And I said, okay, you see what she just did? That will come back to her 10 years from now. And to this day, she tells, and I mean, she's in her mid 20s now. She'll still tell younger people, don't be the YouTube dude or the YouTube chick unless you own the channel. You don't want to be the guy on the YouTube video. So, yeah, or not in that way. So, hey, Klingon, welcome. So, I'm going to share my first, let me find that first stupid news. Where was my stupid news here? Oh, yeah, here we go. This one made me so happy when I read it. And this one's going to make Joe happy and probably Lucky too, and pretty much all of you guys. So let's do because this was genius. Man tries to dodge COVID vaccine using a fake arm. Where do they create these people? A dentist in Italy who needed a vaccine certificate offered up a rubber foam arm in an attempt to evade the actual shot. The man in Italy who wanted proof of vaccination but didn't want to get the shot attempted to trick medical workers using a fake arm. When I uncovered the arm, I felt skin that was cold and gummy, and the color was too light. At first, she thought she had an actual prosthetic arm and that he had simply accidentally offered her the wrong one, but that was not the case. Yeah. Well, you know what? But if it wasn't for people like this, what would we laugh at on the weekends? I mean, but you know, he's a dentist. This is a medical professional. So you would think the guy would be like, yeah, that doesn't look like my arm. But no, apparently that was he thought that was a smart way to go. So yeah, that's the first of several weird news articles I have today. But yeah, I don't even know why someone would do that. You know, people just don't think about what they do. And it it blows my mind. Now here's one. Let me see. Wait, I just lost it here. Oh, here's another one. And I thought this one was a lot of fun. So hold on a second here. So apparently, I guess if you're gonna get caught in a snowstorm, getting caught in certain places is better than others. So here, snowstorm leads to impromptu sleepover for 31 people in an Ikea in Denmark. So,
Jeg
yeah,
tog den, der så bedst ud. Jeg aner ikke, hvilken seng det er. Jeg så bare den, der så rigtig god ud.
filer var simpelthen snedet inde, så vi kunne ikke komme hjem fra arbejde. Og så havde vi læst, at der var folk, der var strandet her i Ikea, så tog vi chancen.
I guess if you're gonna get stuck somewhere.
Men har det ikke altid været drømmen? At få Ikea for sig selv? Ej.
Man synes, at det er jo dejligt, at man får den mulighed, at man kan komme ind i ly, og man er klar til at arbejde i morgen også forhåbentlig.
Well, and you figure the worst place to get stuck, right? You have tables, you have beds, you have snacks. Almost all the Ikeas have a restaurant of some type. So, shoot, you can't beat that. I mean, if I had to get stuck somewhere, that would be on my list. Especially with the staff there. It wasn't like they get locked in and everyone else was gone and they were there in the dark, what the hell's that movie where that knucklehead gets locked in the store by himself? Or Elf, where he's hiding from security. They were there, like everyone was stuck. So, hey, Pilgrim, what's going on? They probably did have meatballs. Ikea is a bizarre maze of furniture that is delivered flat packed and you assemble yourself. And it's really meant for that European market, but it works really well in urban centers in America because you think you're a young kid in an apartment. Instead of paying to have an expensive couch brought up, you get 5 friends, you bring up a bunch of boxes, assemble it in your apartment, and boom, you're done. Yeah, that one I do not have an answer for. And by the way, if you guys can, Pilgrim's been offline for a little bit, but he's been making videos again. Go say hi to Pilgrim if you get a chance. Oh, you've never physically seen the store. Oh, okay. I didn't know you. Yeah, it's massive. Think of a 2-story Walmart of furniture, but it's a maze, so you can get lost in it, kind of like Dungeons and Dragons with furniture, but no actual dragons coming out. Although in Houston, some of the people you'd think were trolls, but I'm not going to go there right now. Are you asking about? Okay. So yeah, it's a massive warehouse, but it's set up right. It's not just like the first floor is mostly warehouse, but up on top and then on the sides, it's showroom where they lay out a lot of their wares in different arrangements to give you an idea how to decorate your house or your apartment. But you can disappear in there. But if you had to get lost with all the furniture already set out and the beds and everything, man, it's perfect. And then they have a kitchen downstairs. The only thing you'd lack is booze. And if they're in Denmark, someone had a bottle of something in their box or purse. Or at the beginning. And it also has a massive playground. So if you actually got stuck there with kids, you just put them in the petri dish called a ball pit, and they can play in there and get contaminated and get like 15 different versions of the Rona, and then they're immune for the rest of their lives. The ball pits are nasty things, but anyway, yeah, the food is actually not bad. I'm sure anyone who's been to one of those can attest to it. So yeah, I thought that was kind of amusing to see. So, and I don't know if you guys saw this because there was other stupid news, and so we all, and I'm trying to keep this a little more light since hold on, I hate advertisements here. I'm trying to bring up another screen. So hey Monique, hey Bug Dude. Well, that's different. Sounds like Chuck E. Cheese. It's Chuck E. Cheese with furniture. The ball pit's massive, dude. Like a bunch of adults our size could go in there, and you could fit like 30 adults in there. It's like a small Olympic pool of ball pit. Ooh, but So, by the way, speaking of going back to what Bug Dude said, I'm hearing reports, and I don't know if it was Bug or I saw it on another platform. So all the cargo ships that were offshore in California that everyone was videotaping from their little fishing boats, all of a sudden disappeared. They didn't disappear. The feds told them go offshore because one of you broke the damn oil pipeline and the rest of you were making a scene. And so they ran them off. Well, it is made in Europe, so and Denmark, Belgium. I'm okay with them. Yeah, it's not PRC stuff. Otherwise, I'd agree with you 100%. Well, it's funny, Gene. I went to so I went to my wife needed something from Hobby Lobby, so we went through there, and then I went through a Target and pick up. I don't know what the hell we were getting, and food was sufficient, but then it was weird stuff like all the Christmas stuff. You normally see all those things you decorate with, like picks and fake flowers, and gone. There was nothing there. They had like 4 Christmas trees in Target. And usually you can't walk into the store without tripping on a display of Christmas crap. It looks like the week after Christmas right now in all the stores. And I didn't look. When I went to Austin and Dallas a few weeks ago, I was looking at the groceries, and I wasn't looking at. Oh, no worries, Bug Dude. Drive safe, man. I appreciate you just listening in. I love to listen in when I'm driving, but I'm tempted to type, and we shouldn't. No, be safe, man. Most definitely. Okay, so they didn't run them completely away from offshore, from the shore. They're still visible because somebody said a bunch of them are now being stacked further out because, hey, Northern Girl, what's going on? Oh, and by the way, Northern Girl's stacking up her hours on her channel, so she's well past her 1,000. She's like almost 2 or 3 or something like that, but hours. So if you guys get a chance later, she has some really neat binge lists that you can just watch. So help her out if you can, guys. No canning today. It's cold. A nap is glorious. Naps are excellent. Hey, Stuart, what's going on? So we got a bunch of Texans in the house today, which is most awesome. So speaking of Texans, because I know this is a thing near and dear to a lot of our hearts, especially the ones from Texas, but not just us. And this is a little more serious, but this is so the knucklehead who shot up the high school the other day, Ethan Crumley, they took the parents in on charges. And let me see where it was. So let me see if
They're
I
also going into this
shoot,
building.
that went
And
past
that's
me.
one
Let
of
me
the-
back it up here, guys, so you guys can listen to it.
Custody right now. This was after the pair evaded authorities for hours after
Hey,
they were
Gerard.
charged with involuntary manslaughter yesterday. Police say they were found early this morning inside a building in Detroit, not far from where their vehicle was found. Listen to this.
We got a tip that they were here, or that possibly the fugitives were at this location. The vehicle was spotted. Our officers responded in a matter of minutes. When they got here, they set up a perimeter, did surveillance. We notified and activated our Metro Division, our special response team. They came out and they were able to take the fugitives into custody.
Now, attorneys representing the couple say they fled the area because they, quote, feared for their safety. This is following Tuesday's shooting where 4 students were killed and 7 others were injured. And we should note, this is rare. The parents of school shooters rarely face charges, but here's the prosecutor in the case explaining why they've been filed.
I couldn't even imagine not holding those 2 people responsible. They bought a weapon for their son and had every reason to believe, at least the day before and certainly the morning of, that he was very likely going to commit a violent act. And they did Nothing. They did nothing. They allowed him to go back to class and walked out of that building and never once thought or cared enough to say to a school official or anyone else, our son has a gun.
Let's go out live to CNN's Shimon Prokupez. He's in Pontiac, Michigan this morning. He stayed up almost the entire night following this saga. Shimon, the parents...
Okay, this guy here on the right looks like he's freezing to death. Like, anyway.
Attorney initially said that they left town for safety reasons and that they were planning to return. But given some of the details from last night, it doesn't sound like they were about to turn themselves in.
No, I mean, they were heading in the wrong direction completely if they were going to turn themselves in. They were in Detroit, about 40 minutes away from here. It's really was very interesting to me. Certainly when we first got word that this search was going on, I couldn't figure out what they would be doing in Detroit. I mean, it is 40 minutes, but it's a busy place. So if they wanted to hide, probably would be a little difficult to hide. But that's where they were. The police realizing they got a call, they got a...
So apparently, when I first saw this, I was like, what in God's name are they doing? Why are they, what did the parents do? I know. Thank you so much for pointing that out, Gene. I don't know. I don't know if I can see. I wish they had that you could see, like who was number 10, who was 100, whatever. Don't go to Detroit. Hey, Metal, what's going on? Yeah, look, I grew up in Queens. I didn't go to Detroit. Okay, I went to Chicago once. I wasn't very welcome there. Boston was fun until they found out I was a Mets fan. Then it wasn't fun, but that wasn't them being ugly. So what wound up happening, because this I thought was weird, like why'd they charge the parents? So the parents, unlike what usually happens, right? A kid or a person flips out, they just take someone's firearm, or they steal it, or they get it without permission and then do some bad crime. This knucklehead, these knuckleheads bought their child, who was what, 13, 14, a firearm, knowing he had anger issues, knowing he had been in trouble. And I think that's where they're getting him, is that they had just had a meeting with the kid's teachers that morning, and they said he's been making threats. He's been threatening to cut people, threatening to shoot them, threatening to beat them. And they left a handgun in his possession. It wasn't even a rifle. So that's probably where how they got in trouble. It wasn't like, he wasn't supposed to have it. He went and broke into Dad's desk and took the handgun. No, they bought him a SIG 226 and just gave it to a kid who wasn't even 14. He wasn't legal to drive, but they gave him a gun. And to Joe's point earlier, it's different age, right? When you were growing up, I mean, you were going to work, you probably had a very legitimate reason to have one. I know out here in the country, you get coyotes and pigs will run you up the side of your truck. I don't know, for whatever reason. Well, does ownership or possession, I guess, would be the question. And I think the problem was they knew he left the house pissed, because they had it in text that he left the house pissed off and he was going to teach someone a lesson. And they didn't call anybody. I don't know. It's just weird. I also see this getting spun the other way. And now they're going to be like, anytime someone gets a firearm stolen, they're going to go and find the owner and blame them, even though it may have been broken into or taken illegally or whatever. So we'll see where this goes. I'm not visiting Detroit unless it's a concert. Hold on a second here. I'm having a bit of a weirdness here. No. So I've also discovered that working off of one screen really screws me up. Oh, and not like that. So anyway, that was the only bit of serious news I had today was, yeah, this, don't let CPS hear you say that, right? And yes, can I help you, cat? This is the other cat. You should be dead. You're like 500 years old. Jerk. And yeah, it's weird. Yeah, no, and it wasn't that long ago. So it depends on the state. I guess I don't know if it'll stick. Who knows? These are just weird times. It's like everyone's looking for an excuse. A way to speak to Methuselah. Yeah, who knows, guys? It's just strange to see people behaving thusly. Hold on a second here. Jean, thank you for your efforts. You have been promoted, miss. I'm also trying to give some of the smaller channels some help here. Methuselah. I have way too many screens going on right now. This is kind of freaking me out. Okay, so I did promise more stupid news, and I have weird news, which I wasn't expecting. So I'm going to share this one with you because this is just really bizarre. Hang on a second. And I'm sure some of you may have seen this already. Hawaii braces for a foot of snow amid blizzard warning. But then, so they put this really theatrical, Hawaii's getting a foot of snow. But then it says the Big Island mountain summits expect 12 inches of snow and wind gusts. Well, the summits are freaking high, guys. I mean, that's the top of a damn mountain. That is pretty, though, isn't it? But I mean, look at it. It's over the cloud cover. I mean, that's way up in the sky. So blizzard warning in effect for Hawaii's Big Island mountain summits. At least 12 inches of snow are expected to fall with wind gusts of 100 miles an hour. Traveling to the area could be difficult to impossible with periods of zero visibility. It only applies to the tallest peak on Mauna Kea, which is 13,803 feet above sea level. And the second tallest is 13,679. So I like that picture, right? All these clouds, and they put that little dot snow. But oh, you've been voluntold. Thank you, Gene. My FFO friend and I were just discussing last night. Yeah, I don't know if that's going to stick because you have to show intent. You know, if I have a firearm, I lock my firearm away, and someone fake news. I don't know. My son's there. That's his duty station. You know what? I'm going to text his ass. I will get real life confirmation from Knucklehead over here. GameStop has ugly corgi sweaters. What the hell sent me? My family is absolutely off their mind. Yo, is it snowing in Hawaii on the mountain? Question mark. Okay, let's see if he responds. He and his new wife were out partying with their friends last night, so I'm pretty confident he's incoherent at the moment. Maybe not. They are, no, it should be noon there, 1 o'clock, so you'd think. Fake news. We got another foot of snow today. Yeah, I'm done with the kids, Red. I'm in the same place you are. I'm my youngest one is about to turn 21, and he's married. So yeah, I now am waiting for grandchildren that I can rile up and give back to the parents. So then I can be amused at the misery they cause them, that kind of stuff. But anyway, so apparently Hawaii's getting snow. But you notice how they phrase it, right? They don't say Hawaii's mountain peaks getting unexpected beautiful snow. No, Hawaii's getting a foot of snow, and they're freaking out. And yes, yeah. Do you want pika? Was a repeated phrase for spitting or biting siblings. So then they got creative. They would whomp their siblings with a newspaper rolled up or magazine. It wouldn't leave a welt, and all you heard was that loud pop. And then they would unfurl the magazine and throw it somewhere. Then there was no evidence. They got really creative about whacking the shit out of each other as kids. It was impressive. Red might be doing that. Well, I also found, and I'm sure Lucky may have as well, all of you who are parents may have as well, if the kids are really being pests, you make a big spaghetti dinner and just carb load them, and they'll run around for about 20 minutes and then crash hard, and then it's done. Like, you won't hear from them at all. The sugar, though, will give a crash as well, but you suffer for much longer than the spaghetti dinner. That's yeah, no, I don't know about that. So if you guys saw I think it was this Tuesday, this last Tuesday, I was on a bit of a rant because of what happened to my coworker's wife. For those of you who missed my rant that day, they were visiting Denver, and it was him and his spouse, middle of the day, walking, and a person with a history of assaulting people for absolutely no reason on the street went over and cold-cocked his wife. He kind of backhanded her like a gorilla would. Fortunately, the guy lost his footing when he was winding up to swing his hand back, and so he so I'm told. And the fist hit her in the chest and then went up, so he didn't hit her square in the face. He was aiming at the face. And she wound up with a black eye, and it tore her up. And then he said it took her off her feet to where she lost her shoes, and she hit the concrete backwards, gave her a knot on the head. She wound up with a mild concussion. And he went right after the guy, right? And they're fighting on the street. And he said he's got this guy who just basically flattened his wife, and they're fighting. And he said nobody helped. They all had their phone outs, and he said one guy, he said, I kid you not, I got hit in the head on the side by something. I looked up, and it was a phone like this at my face. He said they were videotaping me, but nobody helped. And finally, a wrestling coach came out and at least helped him get the guy down and helped him pin him. And they said, look, I'm a coach locally. I can't get involved, but just put your weight here, and he's not going anywhere. But people were telling my coworker to let the guy go because he was getting hurt. In the meantime, his wife is bleeding out her ear and her nose from the hit she just took. And the only person who was helping her was the waitress from the restaurant they just left, came with ice. He said nobody helped. And he said as soon as a police car showed up, which took him 15 minutes, everyone bailed. They just ran away. But everyone was videotaping him. Nobody helped. And I remember the angry prepper had gone on a rant about the lady who was basically molested for half an hour and raped or whatever in a train. And there were, 7 people? And not only did no one intervene, nobody even called 911, but they were taking videos. And yeah, so that I was on a pretty solid rant. I'm surprised I didn't get a strike for that one. By the way, this was the guy's 4th time. He's done it before, every single one violent. Red, honestly, the description of the way she got hit and the way she went down, had I turned around and saw my wife laid out like that, I probably would have not reacted in a way such that that person would have done well after. I mean, it would have been horrendous. But what's funny, to your point, if I was walking down the street and someone hit, Red's wife, and, he and I have never met in person, but I saw a dude's wife get knocked to the ground and the husband's fighting with an idiot, at least in my part of Texas, people be running over there to, at the very least, hold him down. If probably he'd get his ass beat. But it's probably, and Gene, I tried to look for it, and I couldn't find it. No, no, and it depends on where you are. I'm meeting a lot of people from Brooklyn, from Chicago, who've moved down here, and I'll hold the door, good morning, you all go ahead, and they no, they don't. Yeah, so they can become a hot thing there. No, no, I got what you said. It was amusing to see it all screwed up, but yeah, I got what you were saying. Yeah, and I did call him yesterday, and I asked him. I was like, "Hey, how's she doing?" Because we're a small team out in my part of the world, so we all know each other. And he said, physically, another week or so, she'll be fine. She just dinged up a little bit. And he said, in here, and in here, it may take a while. This is just someone, they didn't grow up on the streets like I did. They didn't grow up in the ranches, like my wife did, where, people get hurt by animals or, poachers, things happen. They just never had this happen. And he said the worst thing was, he said, you can't stop a crazy person, right? If crazy's going to do what crazy does. But the fact that nobody helped. There was one lady called 911 and got the fire department, and the rest of them just took videos and then walked away. Nobody offered to check on the wife, nothing. He said a couple from Kentucky, while the guy was trying to get out of the grip, that the wrestling guy had shown him, and he was trying to buck my coworker off, and the old man said, "I'm going to get his legs, you'll move your knee," and they kind of just splayed him out and pinned him down. So a couple from Kentucky came to help. So basically, and if you go to Denver, Colorado, and you get assaulted in the street, no one's going to give a shit. This is the third time I've heard stories, but this is the first time it was someone I personally knew. And by the way, the guy got off with a $500 bond. Fourth offense. How long is it going to be before this guy's going to hit someone and kill him? And then what? Because at that point, I don't care if he has mental issues, or I don't care if he had a bad childhood. I had a bad childhood. Okay. When your principal comes to you when you graduate and says, "Son, you're impressive," because in my old district, the life expectancy of the young Spanish kids was 16, and you're headed to college. Trust me, I carry that comment for the rest of my life. So I'm not out there punching ladies and being a psycho. So there's no excuse, and if they have mental problems, they need to put them away from the rest of us. See, and this is where I was going, was you have these situations. I get some people need help, but not at the expense of everyone else's life. It has to come both ends. You have to give them the help they need and enforce the laws so the rest of us can exist. And apparently a lot of us are sacrificial. Well, I told this story to my brother, and he's a classic Navy chief. Asked Mister about Navy chiefs. His response to me was, if you'd have done that in my presence, he'd have ballistic issues. He said it completely deadpan. That man would have ballistic issues. I like that, ballistic issues. So I may have to get my wife to make a shirt of that. Don't fuck with me or you'll have ballistic issues. I bet people would buy that shirt. I might have to asterisk out the bad words, but still. Well, and that's true because look, and to be fair, in like Brooklyn and Queens, firearms are almost impossible to get a handle on. But I can tell you, I can't even remember how many times somebody did something wrong. You'd hear a bunch of yelling, and then you'd see some dude running down the street with whatever he stole, and like 8 people with everything from lacrosse sticks to stickball bats chasing the offending party. And then the cops would show up like 5 minutes later, and then an ambulance because the cops would find the guy getting his ass beat, or he's already beat, which has happened at least once. I remember outside of my high school, somebody was touching on a little girl. The brother found it. The brother called his buddies. That individual had gravity experiences with the concrete, after which the police found the girl, the brother, everyone else was gone. The other 15 people that showed up were gone, and the individual was duct taped to a mailbox, the blue mailbox. And the cops were like, "Who did that?" And the guy goes, "I don't know. He touched my sister. She told me. I came out here and I found him like that." And you're looking at the cop's face. It's like, how am I going to put that in the paper? Like, I have to make a report. Arrived and found suspect beaten and attached to mailbox. Not far from there, Lucky. So, no, not far from there. Actually, a competing high school to that area. Yeah, and that's what blew my mind, because typically, even in most more blue states, as you guys were pointing out, there's a 3-strike law. Like, okay, and it's violent. It's not like I stole a purse, I stole a purse, I stole a purse and knocked someone down and they got hurt. Okay, you didn't mean to hurt them. You're trying to be a thief and someone got hurt. This guy was blatantly clobbering people, and he was targeting women. My friend said that when his attorney had gone through his previous case, his attorney was trying to get him stuck in jail for 30 days or something, or put in a psych ward. The previous time, he ran up to someone. He didn't like come up to him and then kind of sideways smack him. He came charging at them and hit a dude's wife or a woman, but he connected, and he put that person in the hospital for 2 days. And yeah, hey, Arkansas, what's going on? I do think I'm gonna have to ask my wife. Wait, what the hell did she just? I'm getting a cricket machine. That's that. I don't see any. Maybe in the Big Island. Okay, so according to my GI, that is not confirmed on the snow, but he's not on the Big Island, so he's gonna ask somebody else. Well, you know what? The stickball bats worked really well, because if you had a creeper who went and touched little sisters and took a beating and then got tied to the blue mailbox, God, I still remember that. It was duct tape too, because duct tape works for everything. And yeah, that was the end of that. We never saw that dude in the neighborhood again. And it wasn't a racial thing, right? Because it was all Irish, Italian, Jewish, and Spanish kids in my neighborhood. We were always fighting with each other anyway. So they went, they cat boxed him around the floor, and then they were like, "What do we do with him now?" Well, the cops need to get him. Who has duct tape? So that's just funny. It just made me happy when they did that. But in any case, it's freaking flies. Yeah. And you know what? Just a good beating and being left on the floor. There's a correction, and I think that's why a lot of our younger generation. By the way, the guy who, not saying I used it, when my friend was fighting the guy, he said he clocked him a couple of times, and then they wound up on the ground, and you get all tangled up, just punching and kicking, and choking and whatever the hell they were doing. And he said, "Man, the guy looked shocked that I hit him." I said, "I mean, dude, if I went and I told him, I said, man, if I went and smacked your wife and you punched me, I would be waiting for it. I'd be like closing that one eye, waiting for the punch. And he goes, no, he was shocked. He literally looked at me and said, why are you hitting me? So I said, what did you do? He said, I punched him again. So, yeah, I don't know, guys. That's just, yeah, it does build character. You know, you have no idea how many times. One day I'm going to get one of my kids on this chat, because I've got my kids got really interesting careers and they're very cool. And my daughter in particular, where she'd come in and she'd be bleeding. I'm like, what happened? Oh, I was trying to climb the shed and I fell off. Well, por pendeja, why were you on the shed? Are you a bird? No, don't go on the shed. Go inside and clean the blood. Okay. But when they were little, they come all crying. And then now that they're, yeah, it does take off hair, by the way. Definitely takes off hair on your arm. But, you know, the kids get older and it's like, as they got older, they get injured in high school sports. And I mean, they get legitimately hurt. And they'd be trying to walk off the field. I'm like, no, that's actually an injury. Like you need to be carted off the field right now. You shouldn't be walking. But yeah, so there's something to be said about building character. But on that topic, I had a really, let me see if I can find this one last video clip. Because I said we were going to try and have some fun news. And this made me very happy because I was trying to find my friend's see if it was posted somewhere. So this is on, let me give credit to the channel, nice compilation. And it's stupid robbery failures. So we're going to watch this together because that makes us all happy. Can you guys hear that? Oh, that was a mistake. Dude, you need to leave like now. Oh, hey, and well, that took care of that really quick, didn't it? Okay, so lesson learned there. Know how to draw from concealment quickly if possible, especially in close quarters. You notice that kid walked in with a bandana and that clerk already had his hand down. He's like, this guy ain't right. Listen to your gut. Listen to your instincts on this, because this kid screwed up. He came out with, he didn't even get whatever he had in the bag out, and he's looking down a pistol. So, hey, Ark Wildman, how are you, man? Now the bugs are attacking me. Yeah, amen to that, man. I'll tell you what, Stuart, I told my wife, especially with my youngest son, it wasn't a question of him making it to 18. It was a question of me making it till he's 18. Because I've jumped in one lake, one pool, fully closed both times, and over the hood of a car because of that boy. And he still has no perception of like gravity or anything. Let's check out this next one because some of these are really funny. Okay, so what does she have in her hands? Okay, so this is another, what's the old lady's just still shopping while the other guy's holding up the store? You see that guy in the background go, nope, I want no part of that shit. Okay, this guy's gonna fail here in a few seconds. Look at the old lady, she's just putting groceries, like, oh yeah, I'll check out now. Dude, that's some old Russian woman probably. It'd be like, you need to go away. There's no for you. You see the old lady just, did you see that? Like those old ladies were just putting their groceries and then they shushed the man away like, no, we don't like you. Go away. And just away with you. Doggone. That's some brave old ladies. They're probably old. They're like, yeah, if you kill me today, who gives a shit? So, okay, another stupid criminal fail. This one was if I recall correctly, this one was in Australia, actually. Yeah, she just shushed him away like, you're stupid. Away with you, stupid boy. My Russian accent is so terrible. Oh! Dude. Bro, that's a lot of work to get through that window. What the hell's he doing? I know. Uh-oh. What are you doing, stupid? Oh! He comes back. He didn't connect the chain. What an ignoramus. A toda madre. ATM. Well, he done fucked up. Look, he got... Where you going now? He got no... What a dumbass. You had one job, man. Connect the chain. Yeah, he was... See, and all the Texans got the a toda madre. Anyway, I read up one day we're gonna have to do a live and go through all the Spanish phrases that apply to preppers, like you know, por pendejo, because you're an idiot, you know, stuff like a toda madre, you know. I don't know. That one will probably get us both flagged. That and depends. Oh, that's so bad. All right, so next one is, I think this was in, oh, this is overseas. Well, I want a compound like that. Look at that thing. Oh, dude. That's like a kidnap squad. Look at that. See, the dogs are all freaking out up there. They're like, they're grabbing mom. Oh, revenge. Oh, you're going nowhere, fools. Who? She popped that in 4x4. I was like, this is, oh, now you're on foot, Stu. Look at the other car down the street. It's like, nope. This dude down here is going backwards. He's like, I want no part of you four fools. Is she going to run him down? Let's see. Let's see. Do it. Do it. Oh, man. That would have been funny. That would have been... Well, hey, Lucky, it's a... Yeah, it was. Good smashed like. So, the only weapon this lady had was the SUV, was the 4x4, and that was a Jeep. So she probably popped it in 4, and as soon as that minivan, you saw the minivan gave her a good profile, she just, wow. Well, Lucky, if it's any consolation, Puerto Rican Spanish and Tex-Mex and Houston and Venezuelan very different. And there's certain words that will just get you in trouble unexpectedly. So thank you, Gene. So I don't know if this is a continuation of that last one. Hang on a second here. Yeah, I guess that was. Okay, so looks like Subway, they're going to steal sandwich meat. What are you doing, dude? Dumbass. It's like, hey, what are you doing? You're going to steal sandwiches? Now y'all just broke everything, dumbasses. Okay, I'm waiting for this. What does that say in the lower right corner there? Kandanga in Bihint. I can't read it. If any of you have better eyes than I do, let me know. No, it's like. Where the hell are you going? This isn't a bank, dude. It's a Subway looking thing. Oh? He just tripped on his buddy there. Oh, I guess he hit a secret. Oh! Down with you. Oh, these look like the French cops, man. Notice he checked that trash can. I wonder if he thought there was a bomb in there as a grenade. Dude, that guy's got a submachine gun. He's like, nope. Like an MP5. No, I couldn't get a good look at it. What, are they going to steal from another Subway? Why are they stealing? Oh, yeah, he did. What's up with that? Where's this knucklehead going? Oh! Oh, here you go. Here you go, miss. Enjoy. So, don't throw French bread, dude. Dude, that was awesome. Subway ooh la la. Yeah, it was ooh la la until the guy like kicked out the dude's foot. And, yeah, don't steal French bread. That's not nice. You shouldn't steal bread. Honest to God, I've had panhandlers come and ask me for money, and I'm like, no, but I'll get you coffee and a taco. And if they tell me no, I'm like, all right, well, you're pendejo. I don't want to talk to you. I found every now and then I'll get one who'd be like, I won't give you money, but I'll buy you a sandwich. You want some food? And they're like, yeah, I could use some food. Okay, I'll go buy him food. Yeah, no, that's yeah, that was fun. So keep in mind, a lot of criminals are not the brightest tools in the sharpest tools in the shed, brightest crayons in the box, whatever you want to call them. A lot of them are very opportunistic, and they tend to get violent when they screw up. Because the really smart thieves, people like us never see them, and they're not on YouTube. They do whatever they do, and stuff disappears magically, and the cops show up the next day and look for fingerprints because nobody saw anything. Oh, perfect. Northern Girls will be premiering in 30 minutes. That'll give me enough time to go refill my drink and catch that one. Guys, I thought I'd leave this on a light note, and I thought you'd appreciate a little bit of stupid criminals for tonight. Thank you, Gene. I appreciate that. Hey, Sita, how are you? Hey, guys, Biznahaka, Kandanga. That doesn't sound like Mexico. Maybe Brazil? It could be southern Mexico, where the names of the town are a little more the old native, you know, the Indian names, the Aztec Mayan names, not the Spanish. But look, guys, supply chain's very disrupted still. Prices seem to be 15 or 30% up. Get your stuff now. We're already done with Christmas. We were actually done with Christmas shopping before Thanksgiving because we just figured why fight with it. But you know, be mindful of your presence. Remember, the criminals are stupid. So you know, just don't leave things in plain view. Don't play on your phone while you're walking through the parking lot. Look around you, pay attention, and buy your stuff in advance. If you can't find it, call someone in another city and see if they can find it for you, and then you guys meet halfway. Save you some stress. Um, Other than that, guys, I'm going to leave you guys to it. Northern Girls starts in at 6-ish. Is it 6, Gene? So definitely go check out our favorite girl from Canada. Well, one of our favorite girls from Canada, because Monique's from Canada too, and she's one of our favorites also. Go be aware of your surroundings. All of you Texans, the food is good, and it's about 15% inflated to 30% depending, except the Thanksgiving stuff is on half off. So go get it and can it or freeze it, whatever the hell you're going to do with it. The turkeys at HEB and Costco were 40% off. Even if it's small, get it, cook it, make broth or something. Go check it out. Cornbread for Canada. And definitely, we have a lot of content creators. Lucky, Red, Stewart. I think I missed someone there. Hold on. There were a few more there. Doggone it. Now my brain's not working. Arkansas has a fun channel. Both Arkansas. You need to go see them. Ark Wildman. I'm sorry. You have Ark Wildman and Arkansas. Go find them as well. Did I miss a channel? If I missed a channel, just shout out if you have a. Well, Stuart, take care of yourself, but be safe out there. And guys, keep doing what you're doing. As some of the other channels say, do the things. Don't give yourself a heart attack. Don't make yourself crazy. Thank you, Lucky. Thank you. Yeah. Gene, Lucky, any of my mods, throw any channels I may have missed. Help everyone out. And I love hanging out with the smaller channels because it's all about the fun. Although to be fair, we all like to go see Jason get pissed off at Bill de Blasio or something and say bad words. Oh, Pilgrim, there he is. There was Pilgrim has a channel as well. Definitely go say hi to him. And he had some good preaching the other day. I mean, and I don't mean that in a bad way. Like he was speaking about, you know, some deep faith stuff and family. So definitely check him out. Yeah. And I keep telling Joe he should do like a firearms channel or something like that, or how not to shoot yourself. He's got a lot of good insights. If you ever see him on a chat, ask him. If you have a firearms related question, you can ask him. Red October is very knowledgeable of the bladed toys, including which ones to use for work versus other things. And he does woodworking too. I mean, he's made some really beautiful pieces. So check all these channels out, guys. Thank you, Gene. We got Pilgrim, Loretta. Yes, don't forget to sub to Loretta as well. And guys, just be safe out there and help each other out. Trade notes, collaborate. Because to be honest, the news is missing a bunch of shit. And I get more actionable intelligence collaborating with other YouTube creators all over the world and all over the country than I do from mainstream media. It just gives me a summary. Unless it's something really off the wall. Electricity works really well and it's amusing. And if you do it right, it can be made to look like an accident. Yeah. V equals IR. If you know that equation, you're golden. Anyway, yeah, it's a great community. Yes, and so if I'm probably going to hit 1,000 before Christmas, but then my 1 year comes up in January, so I gotta kind of figure out. I might just do a 1 year / 1,000 happy thing after the holidays. And Northern Girl, go check out her live or her premiere, and also Northern Girl. There are a couple of you on there. Do I have my wait? Who? You know, I need to put that in the comments under my posts so people know. That's a brilliant idea, Lucky. I've been meaning to do it and I completely forgot. Yeah, so typically Monday, Wednesday, Fridays in the morning, I'll do morning shorts or a shorter video. Tuesday night live. Thursday is usually a technical premiere, like a specific prepping subject, and then Saturday's news. So I'll yeah, thank you for bringing that up, Lucky. I'm gonna do that. And then ow, bad cat, come here. Okay, this is the cat I rescued just before we all leave. His name's Boudreaux. He's followed me in 3 transfers. You're still an asshole. Ugh. How do you smell? Cats don't smell. You stink. What did you kill, dude? Ugh. He killed something that was really nasty. Anyway, but in any case, you guys be safe, collaborate, and everybody take care of each other. And to my fellow Texans, go, yeah, the cat noped out. He was like, no, he's 14. He should be dead. He's been hit by cars, bit by snakes. Like every other 6 months, I'd find him and I'm like, oh, he's dead. And then he popped back. So, yeah, I've had him for 14 years. I rescued him from a dog that was trying to eat him. He was about that big. Now he's this big, ornery shit. Anyway, guys, be safe. Be careful out there. And I will see you all at Northern's. He's got 1 life left. Yeah, maybe 2. It depends how you want to count him. In 15 minutes, that'll give you enough time to go to the bathroom, get a drink, and go find somewhere to sit. You guys be good. God bless, and I will see you next week.